Alrighty, hello everybody and welcome into Season 13, Week 2 here in the SFA. Welcome. If you don't know what the SFA is, it's an online dynasty ran entirely through Discord. You do not need the game. You can coach a team, you can set depth charts, you can recruit players, you can set playbooks, you can hire coordinators, and you can play plenty of our games that we have. And earn server rewards. If you want to join, links are in any of our descriptions. Let me know if you can hear me, and then we can get started. I can't really think of any crazy upsets that just happened. So I think we're kind of in a little bit of a lighter week right now. I know Texas A&M got back. That was a big win. Seeing here, thank you, Dogwater. And as a reminder, if you do watch the stream live, we are affiliated with Twitch. So if you don't want those pesky ads popping up every time there's something cool happening, use your Twitch Prime. It is completely free, and it helps support somebody getting a national championship care package. All right. So enough of that stuff. Let's get underway. Remember, game day coming up is Arizona State and TCU. I cannot wait for that one. So we got a big day of games. Should have done this right before the stream, but I'm going to make sure we are on the 7-minute mark for BearCave games before we get started. If you don't know how we do BearCave, is we go through each of the 10 highlighted games, and we sim until the end. If the game is close, we'll jump in and watch it. Last week, for the first time ever, we actually didn't get any gameplay, oddly enough. I think that's one of the first times ever on BearCave. But we're going to start out here in the Mountain West, a game I am very hyped for. I know some people are like, why is this here? But I want to see some Hawaii Fresno State. Coach Woolley taking on Fresno State. Chadley Brown, the freshman SFA player. This is going to be a fun one. So Woolley, if you are here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. Oh yes, UTSA over Indiana was a big one. That's a huge win for JT. I don't see Coach Woolley here, so as always, I just do heads and kick. Boom. Here we go. I will sim the ECU game a little later on, about halfway through. All right, we're getting into BearCave here, and if you are participating in the CC Sportsbook this week, submissions are closed, but Fresno State is a 6-point favorite, and then the over-under for this game is 61.5. So last week, Fresno State, they did upset Boise State. I don't know if it's an upset necessarily, but it's a G5 over a P5. And then Hawaii ended up beating San Jose State, I believe it was, head-to-head. Coach Neal and his freshman quarterback, along with the defensive tackle, 5-star. Here we go. The Bulldogs versus the Rainbow Warriors. This is a weird stadium and game. I don't think I've been to the Fresno State Stadium all that much. All right, I don't see Woolley, so we're going to get it off with a heads and a kick. Boom, and he kicks it. And here we go. First BearCave game of week 2 is off and underway. And not much happening here in the first quarter. Hawaii taking a 3-0 lead. That's not good for the over crowd. As we go to the next quarter, and Hawaii adds a field goal, and Fresno gets on the board, though. Remember, those field goals typically don't win you games, but hey, they have the lead off 4 field goals in the first half. You got to feel good about that. And Fresno State immediately takes the lead. So Hawaii, can they convert on any of these drives? They finally do, as they take a 5-point lead. This one's going back and forth, and we are going into the nitty-gritty. Remember, we do not jump in until we're under 2 minutes as Fresno State takes the lead. Here we go. We go one play at a time now, and we got a 4th down here, and they punt it. So Kinnery couldn't get that first down. Chadley Brown, does he have that that killer instinct? No, it's 4th down, so Hawaii's going to get a chance here. All right, remember, once we get under 2 minutes, and a big play, a 31-yard toss, and here we go. We're going to jump in on a 3rd and 4. Yes, sir, BearCave is finally back. This is the first game day or the first gameplay of a BearCave game all season long. And remember, we do have a brand new gameplay code so that these games should play a little bit better. And they dump that off, and oh, hold up. Is that going to be a face mask? It is. So an automatic first down. Fresno State defender making an error right there. It looks like he had him short, but he grabbed him by the face mask, and they are going to have a 12-yard gain. Welcoming, guys. Hello, Nathan and Jarkus. Yeah, that was a critical penalty. Last time we saw Fresno State is, remember, they choked on the goal line. I believe it was in the Mountain West Championship. All right, Coach Woolley, can he punch it in, take the lead? Oh, a little trickery end around there, and that goes nowhere. They're having a great day on the ground. Jonathan Stevens, though, couldn't get anything going there. All right, 2nd and 11 now. Hawaii inside the red zone, inside the 15 here. Harris, and he's blitzed, and he just throws it away. So 3rd and 11 upcoming as he was hit. All right. 3rd and 11. They are 11 for 20 here on 3rd down. A 3-point lead, so the kicker, as long as there's not a big mistake here, should be able to come out and tie it up. But can they take the lead? He floats it to the end zone. Oh, my, there it is. Touchdown, Hawaii. They take the lead with 1:25 left. The toe drag converts. What a play. All right, so you know what that means? Is this the first time we're ever gonna see Chadley Brown, the Fink creation? What a drive by Woolley. Everybody's cheering for Woolley here. I mean, they've been running 82 plays in a game is absolutely bonkers. They've completely controlled this game, but Chadley Brown, the freshman SFA quarterback, his debut. Here we go. He has a great chance here to already make a great case for his career. They bring a blitz on him, and he floats it out, and they're calling it a completion. Marcus Mitchell brings that one in, and a great start to the drive here. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception today for Chadley Brown. They're calling it a catch. 1:17 left. Only 3-man rush this time. As he floats that one, he just throws it away. So a coverage, not a sack, but a coverage play there. Nicely done by the Hawaii defense. Remember, watch out for the freshman safety, Keyshawn Clemens. Coach Woolley, this is his 3rd season in the SFA. He has tight end Axel Brooks and the safety they spent all of his money on, the free safety, Keyshawn Clemens. And they're going to run it here on 2nd and 10, and they get a nice little gain for about 9, but clock is now running, Tyrone Ross, and they're going to actually use a timeout now. So only 1 timeout left, down by 4 at midfield. They've got to convert here. Yeah, so if you pick the over here, you still need some points. And he breaks the tackle and gets the first down. Tyrone Ross, he made it sketchy there, but the drive continues, and now they're going to hurry it up. And remember, with the new gameplay settings, you're going to rarely see a spike. Not nearly as much as free rusher. No, they pick him up, and he's jamming it deep. And 1-on-1, and he connects. No, it's dropped. Chadley Brown put it right where it had to be, and the Fresno State receiver just dropped it. Oh my, 2nd and 10. Here they go again. He yams it over the middle, and that is broken up by the linebacker, Gavin Johnson. Oh man, that play just looked like a ball buster. He seemed like he had the easy completion inside the 10, and he completely choked that. Oh. Third and 10. And can they convert? Yes, they do. What a throw. Brown fits it in there to Mitchell, who's been the best receiver here. And the drive continues. They're inside the 35, but they need a touchdown. Can Hawaii hold? Who is going to make the play? 4-man rush. Plenty of time in the pocket hole, and he yams it deep. What a one and a dropped interception, William White. Oh, this game, what a start to BearCave. Chadley Brown has all the time in the world, and he yams it, and he's 0 for 2 on his yams. 2nd and 10. They still have life here at the 31. Little blitz. He floats that to the corner. Open man, and we're inside the 10. TJ Kane. And they still have the timeout in their back pocket. 1st and goal from the 9. Can Fresno do it? 26 seconds left. Running the ball isn't entirely out of the scenario. They bring the blitz. He floats it in. That's not going to be in. That only took 3 seconds off the clock, though. Oh, is this going to be heartbreak for Hawaii? 2nd and goal from the 2, down by 4. You can definitely run the ball here. And they do. They're going to hand it off, and he runs over the safety. Touchdown, Fresno State. But did they leave too much time on the clock? We got 20 seconds left. If you're betting the over, you're begging. Right now, it is at 55. The over-under is 61. A touchdown from Hawaii hits the over. I know a lot of people are hoping on that over right now. All right, broke a tackle. Too much time. But he has all 3 timeouts, and he just needs to get into field goal range. Remember, updating kicking logic, the kicking range should be fixed. So depending on the kicker's strength here in Hawaii, I'm not entirely sure how great it is, but he should have about 3 plays. If we yam it deep a couple times, Axel Brooks in motion. He goes out for a route. Harris, and he's sacked, and the ball's on the ground. The offensive lineman picks it up, but too much time comes off the clock. 9 seconds left. Maybe 1 play here to get into field goal range. He rolls out Brad Harris. He yams it down the middle. Can they get there? And Axel Brooks, the SFA player, they're in yam range. Axel Brooks, the SFA player, gets him into Hail Mary range, and here we go. 59 yards away from glory. Can Hawaii, the Rainbow Warriors, do it? Harris, he has the pocket. He waits. He yams it deep. Harris, and it's dropped, and down goes the Rainbow Warriors. Fresno State survives in an instant classic here in week 2. What a start to BearCave. The under hits. And Fresno State no covers. Absolute travesty here for Hawaii. They felt like they had it, but it looks like Chadley Brown might be him. So Fink created Chadley Brown to be a villain. I mean, 1 game and he's already ruined Wooly. So he already has 1 SFA user crushed hopes in his pocket. How many more souls will he collect? What a win for Fresno State as they moved to 2-0. Hey, don't talk ill of Axel Brooks. He got open there and got him to yam range. That's what he's supposed to do. He's not taking that to the house. Come on, he's a tight end. You know better than that. What a start here today. All right, let's go through the scoring summary and take a look at what happened. I mean, just an instant classic here in the Mountain West. Who says Mountain West can't be entertaining? Brad Harris, the redshirt senior, 2 touchdowns. Kennerig over 100. They controlled the clock all game long. It's just if they could have converted a few of those field goals into touchdowns, this game was over. In the defense, how did Keyshawn Clemens do? I don't really see a lot of him here. He only got 2 tackles here today. 4 for 4 on the field goals. And Fresno State, how did Chadley Brown do here? 21 of 36, 294, 2 tutties and an interception. Running the ball, Tyron Ross was huge on that drive. A couple broken tackles, critical plays to keep it alive. And on defense, sack. All right. I mean, obviously the Shamrock bet, Florida man's never going to hit, but I don't even know. I think that you're probably, like, not even your first pick is ever right. You know what I mean? It seems always after the first game, he's like, well, the parlay's already over. Like, I think you should start just flipping a coin. I think you'd have better success. All right. Up next, we're going to actually stay in the G5. We're going to go over to the Sun Belt. We got Georgia Southern taking on UCF. Florida man, I know you're here. Let me know, kick or receive. Since you are home, you don't get to choose the actual toss. But can Joshua Dubs get the win this time? They held it together against Coastal. They actually played pretty well. For those of you who care about the sports book, it's a 9.5-point favorite here for Georgia Southern and an over-under of 59.5. So UCF, I mean, they were competitive against Coastal last week. Now, Georgia Southern, they are the reigning Sun Belt champions, but this team has been pretty much raided in the transfer portal. Not nearly the same dominance that they were a year ago, but they still have Josh Johnson and guys like Trey Inners. They should still be pretty good. It's mainly on the defense where they got gutted. Oh yeah, Flame. Anyone chat in their name, it's over. And we're here at the bounce house. All right, Florida man wants to kick. Everyone says Jace out by 4 trillion. I don't know. We'll see. Sportsbook got to make its money somehow. We'll make it off of UCF. All right, first quarter. And a quick touchdown here for UCF, but Georgia Southern quickly responds, and they take the lead. So it must have been a turnover there right away. Second quarter, yeah, UCF gets it in plus territory again. All right, so is Georgia Southern, were they maybe a couple of turnovers here in the third quarter? All right, takes an 11-point lead, the underdog. Oh my, 2-score lead here as we head towards the fourth quarter. Georgia Southern bringing it back. This one going to be close again. UCF, they take a 10-point lead. Remember, if it's a 2-score game, we cannot jump in. 10-point lead as we're nearing the end here. Georgia Southern has the ball, though. Can they get back here? And it's fourth down, and they kick the field goal, and it is good. So still down by 7. Can they get the ball back here? 3rd and 3. No. And here we go, up 7, 27-20. We jump on in with UCF. Can they finish the job? 3 timeouts left here for Georgia Southern. They're going to start using him. Joshua Doves. Oh, no, he's not the man to run. He is a tree stump out there. Mid, I think, 50 speed. But he gets 5 somehow on the play. All right, minute 30 left here. Can they convert? Hand it to Parker up the gut, and he gets stopped. 3rd and 2. It's not looking great for Georgia Southern. They got to get a push up front. What is the call from Florida Man? They come out in the pistol. Quick option. No way. Joshua Doves gets it in more. What a call from Florida Man to secure the upset. Nobody had Joshua Doves running that football. What a call. And here is the victory formation. UCF doesn't just cover, but they win outright. The quick option. But it looks like they are going to have to kick the football. No. Oh, yeah. No, they just have to snap it one more time. They should be fine. There might be like 1 second on the clock. So it's not entirely over here for Jay Sow because he went out of bounds. And hand it off here to Parker. Don't go out of bounds. And he stays in bounds. There's a 1 second difference. So they have to do something here. It looks like they bring out the field goal team. So can they get the reverse cover? Was a 9.5 point underdog, and now they're going to win by 10? 4th and 18. I mean, if he misses this, but time will be off. They have to block this and take it back. We've never seen a blocked kick. 27-20 to secure the upset. And they kick it, and time is out, and he hits it. As you see that Baylor result, they dominated Kansas State, and that is going to be the ball game. UCF does it. Joshua Doves using his legs to secure the win. As that's a nice little chunk of change. The plus 300 if you bet on the UCF money line, which I don't think a lot of you did. But the under hits as well at 50. So after a very high scoring week 1, we've had a little bit lower scoring here in week 2. And we've watched both games. All right, so take notes. Joshua Doves can run the football a little bit despite the 55 speed. There had to have been some turnovers there at the beginning because they got 2 quick scores. I mean, UCF pretty much controlled this game the whole time. What a game from Joshua Doves. I mean, 14 for 24, not the greatest on offense, but he did what he had to do and got them a win. On defense here, we got an interception from Lorenzo Kelly. And, I mean, there had to be a fumble or something. Yeah, so we got a fumble as well here from Doug Powers. All right, and Josh Johnson, the redshirt senior, 91 overall, really not the greatest game we've ever seen from him. Trey enters, and he kind of did his thing, but it was Justin Parker who fumbled the ball. David Love, enters, got involved as well. J.J. Young got another touchdown. He always seemed to score when we see him here. 6 tackles for loss from Jared Maxey. Go Simpson didn't really do much. Malcolm Cope didn't really do much. Albert Ashcherry got a tackle for loss. And yeah, that's the game. Joshua Dobbs impressive in his first 2 games against probably the two of the 3 toughest opponents he'll face all season long. Going 1-1 out of that is actually pretty impressive. So keep UCF on your radar. As I get my game summaries, remember all games will be posted later on. All right, next up might be the most betted on underdog in recent memory. I saw so many people, including myself, picking Washington to upset the California Golden Bears. Now, why? It's because Chad Blunt will be out of this game after breaking his tailbone. So the number 8 California Golden Bears. And Damien, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. We'll see if they can do it. Now, last week as well, Washington had an injury, but their backup, Rayshon Gloop, the SFA player, he went kind of ham. So we'll see if he plays today. I'm really hoping the Huskies convert. I need some money. So the backup coming in for Cal. Now, remember, they are on the road, so this is going to be a tough one for Washington to pull out. Cal is still a 3-point favorite, with the over-under for this game being 53.5. But Washington had one of the best pass offense performance you'll see in the opening week. And Washington's just outside of the top 25 this week as well. So how is Cal going to play? Last year when they didn't have Chad Blunt, I know they did lose. I don't remember who it was against. California Memorial Stadium. I don't see Coach Damien, so as always, it's heads and kick. Here we go. Come on, Washington. Let's get an upset. Let's have a day. And nothing doing in this first quarter, and Washington takes the early lead. All right, so Cal kind of stalling out. They get 3 there behind a big play. Washington takes a 14-3 lead. And, just missing out before halftime as we head to the third quarter. Can Cal punch it in, make this a game? Man, both defenses standing on their heads, but Cal's not looking good. Only 3 points on the day as we are going one time. And here comes Cal. They're finally figuring it out. Down 4. Making this a game. Can Washington, though, re-extend that lead? They're running it down their throat, and there it is. That's a touchdown for Washington, extending it to 11, so we will not jump in here when we hit the 2-minute mark unless Cal makes a comeback. Big play, big play. Are they going to punch it in? Matthews, Toth, 4th down, they get it. And the 2-point conversion is no good to make it a 3-point play. So here we go. For the onside kick, they still have all 3 timeouts. Cal needs a touchdown. And that goes right to John Gordon. All right, Cal, can they finish the game? Or Washington, can they finish the game? 1 first down does it. And handoff, and he trips, but they're going to get it. Still time, I believe, though. I think Cal can still get the ball back as they got a first down a little too quickly. Yeah, I thought it was going to be an extra point, so that's my bad. And handoff, and they go nowhere. Wait, he breaks 2 tackles, and... Second and 6 here. Cal needs a stop desperately. Even if they stop him for a field goal, Cal will still have a chance. And they pick wrong. Quarterback up the middle, and it depends on the spot, but they give Joe Davis the spot, and Washington looks to have completed the win here. Victory formation. And I also don't think that the game will be dumb anymore and give teams chances to run bad plays. I think they kind of fixed that. So Cal goes down at home, down their best player. A lot of those bets hit right there. Third and 15, but the game is over. So Washington, we've had a no cover and 2 straight upsets, along with all 3 unders hitting. So far the over-under line has not been great. Trevor Shelby, 2 forced fumbles, 2 recoveries. Incredible game from him, and Cal is left scratching their heads. They were probably a little bit overranked considering their roster. Now, how high will Washington climb? Will they get into the top 25 next week? You got to think beating number 8 help them get up there, and even more than just an upset. That is a critical win in the division, in a very tight North Division between Washington, Cal, and Oregon. All right, so let's take a look at how it went quickly here. Gordon, Atkinson, and kind of how I mean, Washington historically is just not that great of a, I wouldn't say not a great team, but they are not flashy. They just run it, throw it, and then play good defense, and it gets them quite far. Looks like it's done it again. Coach Damien with probably the best win of his career. And Tony Williams, the junior redshirt quarterback, he actually played pretty well. You'd like the little bit more completion percentage, but it just looks like they didn't really do much on the ground here. And you got to score those points, so it looks like turnovers. So who had the fumbles? So Toth had a fumble and Matthews. And then the defensive end, no sacks, no extracurriculars that we can see. So losing the turnover battle is always tough, and obviously without your star quarterback. All right, players of the game. Okay, so Cal did get a turnover back there. All right, so 3 games in, we've seen 3 pieces of gameplay, so that's huge. And now we got a big one. Ole Miss, who was a top 10 team a week ago, they got their shit stomped in by Georgia, and so now they're number 24. And then Texas, talk about shit stomping, they beat Vanderbilt 51-0 and climbed all the way to number 12. So the real question is, are they for real? So Dave, if you're here, let me know, kick or receive. As we jump into this, bettors, this game is actually a 3.5 point favorite for the Longhorns, and an over-under of 57.5. I think this game, there's a lot of unrealistic expectations on both teams, so I think this would not be shocked if Ole Miss won this one by a couple of touchdowns. We'll have to see. But a terrible showing from Ole Miss last week against Georgia and Texas, obviously impressive. But it looks like the team to beat so far in this division is Oklahoma. So Texas trying to keep pace. Everybody else has a loss already. Remember, Texas has so many great freshman SFA players, 2 of them starting at corner. Oklahoma is a great team. All right, I do not see Dave here, so we're going to go with kick. If we win it, no, we do not. And here we go. We're in Austin. And Ole Miss drives right down the field, but Texas responds. This is a really young team. So we really don't know what to expect from the Longhorns. But, hey, they have a lead here in the second quarter. Number 12. Some were saying it was way too high of a way too high of a ranking for them, but they are proving it here. We got a tie ball game now. Ole Miss, man, the under is just killing it today as we got another field goal. Last week that we had so many high-scoring games, and this week it's all low. All right, we're going to go one play at a time here. Texas has the ball, and they get down there. Touchdown, Texas. They take a 2-score lead. Ole Miss, what can they do? They can't go 0-2 to start the year. 3rd and 14, though. Ronald Acuna, massive touchdown for him there to get them back within 3. In the biggest moments, your SFA players always come up clutch. 3rd and 3 here for Texas. We're going to jump in here in 1 second. Here we go. 3-point lead for Dave. They have the ball. 2nd and 6 at home. Can he finish it to unrank the Rebels? Sal Easton, here's the running back, a new guy we haven't seen before as Phillips graduated. We established it a few seasons ago that no matter the game, we got to just keep the same process for every single one to avoid unfairness. As 3rd and 3, can Texas convert? They hand it up the gut. They get a push and a stiffy, and Aaron Allen. 1st down, Texas. The timeouts have to start coming out. Last chance for the Rebels. Texas got the big nasties out. And they're in victory formation. They're confident that they don't need to punt this back. So this is part of the new gameplay that I really like, is that they're just gonna kneel this out and they're gonna just deal with it 4th and like 16, and I like that. Don't take chances. Don't risk throwing an interception. As we're at 37 for the total, so the under definitely hitting again here unless Ole Miss gets a field goal, sends it to OT. They are going to run it here on 3rd and 15, and he goes down. Ole Miss can't stop the clock, but they will get the ball back here. 13 seconds, 12 seconds actually is the difference. They're going to need a great punt return here. Oh, man, the Texas no cover is going to hit. That's actually tough. Jarkis pissed. I mean, this is the best scenario for Texas, though. Like, this is what a real team would do. Is that just, trust defense. Can he pin him deep? Oh, he almost does. 4 seconds coming off the clock from Bryant, so Ole Miss, no timeouts, and 8 seconds left. Watch out for Ronald Acuna, but something in me feels like Ole Miss is going to run a mid-screen here. I don't know. Acuna, bottom of your screen. Matt Ryan, how far can he throw? He dumps it off to the backup running back. It's not even Nate Robinson. Ryan Jones, as Nate Robinson has a foot fracture. He's out for a week. 5 seconds left. Here is the game after the 2-yard loss. They are just going to yam it deep. Matt Ryan, he has time. No, a fumble. The ball's on the ground. Jarkis gets his wish. The cover hits. Oh, my Lake Hutchinson, the freshman. Covers for Jarkis. Incredible. An all-time CC Sportsbook moment. Everybody counting their BearCave is in shambles. Why is Texas always the subject to the nuttiest endings? Or the BearCave plays, like the plus 30 choke to Akron, and now the last second scoop and score. Oof, that's a I fall apart moment, but Man, Texas wins by 10. The under still hits. So we set some high overs this week. Remember, first couple of weeks it's always really tough to gauge over-unders until I get to about week 4. What a game. So Texas looks to be for real. All right, let's take a look here. Eric Lane, Young, Maurice Young, Acuna, big time, and then obviously the return fumble. Sal Easton, not a bad game, but hey, you know, he's a sophomore, still learning the ropes. Aaron Allen, the junior redshirt player. Thad Mooney got a rush, and Thad Mooney leaves the receiving corps. Sandra Londano also gets a couple receptions. Interesting. And then on defense, you've got Kamani Cruz getting 6. Lake Hutchinson, have yourself a day. He had that scoop and score. Chase Boggs, the SFA freshman, gets his first pick of his career. Sonny Myers, I'm telling you, dude, this defense is feisty. Watch out for Texas. Texas versus Oklahoma. The Red River rivalry is going to be insane this season. All right, let's look at Ole Miss here. Ryan, 2 turnovers and already 0-2. Kind of looks like it's a lost year. They've already equaled their loss total from last season. It's actually a 4-game losing streak for Ole Miss as well. 3 sacks, though, from Aaron Martinez. Miles Ricketts, Eric Weddle didn't do anything. So I know Ohio State got back in the win column, but some of these playoff teams from last season, this could be a very weird-looking 12-team playoff we have coming up. What is it? Good teams win and great teams cover. Texas covered. All right, next on the docket is we have the Sickos game of the week. For those of you who don't know this game last season, one of the greatest, if not the craziest finishes we've ever seen, where Florida State choked against #1 Clemson. Can they do it again? Jackie Moon, if you're here, let me know, kick or receive, and let me get some Bobanos going. We haven't done a prediction yet today. Walter Hearn or... Who? Oh, all right, here we go. The first game. Hold on. Will SFA player, the freshman tight end, Buggy Gumption, get a touchdown today? Over 1 or over 0.5 or under 0.5? Will Buggy Gumption do his deed today? It's the debut. These teams are a lot closer than you'd think. Chance to make some nice little cash here. Buggy Gumption, the tight end. Welcome in, Moosamania. And while I wait, I'm just going to post the new emotes that we have for the season. Obviously, always updating them. So let me post these. And remember the new SFA on fire emote as well. Ooh, I got a new cool helmet. Let me know when the prediction's over. Jay Jettas still have never won a Bobanos bet. So everybody fade Jay Jettas. So let me know when it's over. I can't see the little timer running down, unfortunately. Okay, it's over. All right, here we go. Florida State, they want to kick. I don't know, man. I feel like Clemson might be one of those teams that's not as good. They struggled with Auburn last week. 3 interceptions from Walter Hearn. He fell out of the Heisman race. One of the best divisions in football, the AAC or the ACC Atlantic. You might see Xander Poole play. You got Ja'Cory Williams, tons of really fun players. De'Erico Claxton, obviously, Amon-Ra Leuha. So FSU could get this done. Here we go. Florida State at home. Cody Stallone taking the toss. Oh, Fink, you've missed some great matchups. If you care about this game, though, it is Clemson 4.5-point favorite, and the over-under is 52.5. So we're going to kick it here. Think Florida State or Fresno State no cover. Chadley Brown led a game-winning comeback. UCF won outright. Washington won outright. Texas covered on a last-second scoop and score, and here we are. First quarter, can Florida State do the deed? Down 3 early. Clemson couldn't finish the drive. Here we go. Come on. Let's get a high-scoring game here. An over has to hit eventually. Clemson takes an early 10-point lead, and as we head towards half, Clemson scores right before half. Oh, Clemson drops in the rankings, and they come back on the road against Florida State, and they are popping off now. And oh my, this one might be getting ugly. 38-7. Florida State looks absolutely lost on the offensive end as they score there, and that puts us at 48-52. Come on, we need more points. One more point for the over. Please. Please. Yes, there it is. The over hits, baby. As Clemson gets it done. Clemson absolutely felt disrespected by the polls. I think they dropped from, 3 to 9? As they right the ship, and the question remains, did Buggy Gumption get a touchdown? Walter Hearn, Trent Freeman, and it was Leuha. It was not Buggy Gumption. De'Erico Claxton here. Not a bad day, but obviously his team got smoked. Scott Hill, and they just couldn't do anything on the ground here. And Buggy Gumption, he did have 3 catches. And on the defensive end, Jason Young, you had Xander Poole get 6 tackles, Cody Stallone, Drake Eklund, and that's kind of it. Tough way to start your season against these schmucks, as Walter Hearn makes up for the 3 INT game last week and throws for 3. Omar Woods on the ground pops off. And this is Clemson you know and love, or hate. Rylan Magnusum, gotta watch out for him this year. SFA player, 6 TFLs and a sack. Sean Lambert gets an INT. Well, we are about halfway through BearCave here, and you missed quite a bit. Some great moments. All right, so Buggy Gumption did not score a touchdown, unfortunately, so we'll pay out those. Yeah, this is the first bad game of the day. That was sickos for a reason. All right, here we go now, as we're going to do the Patreon BearCave game of the week. We got Southern Miss and we got Tulane. So B-Dog, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive, as you get priority over the home team, which is Coach Maddox making his BearCave debut. Tails and kick. All right, Southern Miss kind of looking at Coastal maybe is the best team, or the only other great team to face, as Georgia Southern went down. So Southern Miss, man, is this their year after D. Dowis has choked and choked and choked? He choked the bowl game last year. Can he finally do it? Tulane in a down year, it seems, taken over by Coach Maddox, trying to build him back up, his debut. If you're betting today on this game, it is a 10-point favorite for Southern Miss, and a 54.5 over-under. The #1 rush offense in the country entering the week. Here we go. Can Maddox get a win, an upset victory? We've seen a couple of upsets, but this is the biggest line on BearCave this week. Wearing their powder blues. Yulman Stadium. Remember, folks, we got a full game day coming up as well. Oh, man, game days are always so much fun. All right, so he said, what did he say? Tails and kick. Here we go, D. Dowis. All right, and they decide to receive. All right, Tulane getting aggressive. I don't know if the coaching sims impact the coin toss decisions, but here we go. We are starting out quickly, and Southern Miss gets a field goal to start. And Tulane keeping it close. That's all you got to do. Keep it close. And Southern Miss, they add another field goal, and they still can't hit it home. 6-0 at halftime. So betting the under might have been the way to go today. As Southern Miss continues just to stall out, and Tulane can't get anything going in their own right. We got a 6-0 ball game going to the fourth quarter, folks. And can Tulane... Oh, they add a field goal. A 47-yarder. Can Southern Miss do it? No, an interception by D. Dowis. And Tulane's now driving. And it's a 4th and 2. And they... Oh, and it's no good. Southern Miss barely surviving here. A field goal match for the ages. It's a 3rd and inches. And they go backwards. A penalty and 4th down. Peyton Hillis gets nothing. What a game. Tulane has the ball, and they can go and win this game. They need to go 83 yards. This is an incredible game. What a game for Patreon as we're throwing it deep, and oh my, what a throw! Trevor Richards brings it in. Who is the quarterback? Is that Diggs starting? Marcus Diggs, he's 8 for 20! What in the sicko's hell is going on? They're hurrying it up here. SFA players galore on this defense. Oh my God, Ty Hagelwood, I believe. Alex Johnson gets that, though. And they're hurrying it up again. Got to watch out for SFA players all over this defense. But Tulane does not care. Remember, they need a field goal to tie. Still 3 down. And is that going to be a face mask? No, DeAndre Moose not called on the face mask. So 2nd and 2. Marcus Diggs starting to cook here on this drive. I do not think the over's hitting today. As Diggs, oh my God, he's so slow. He cuts inside and he gets to the 31. So maybe a long distance field goal attempt. This is about where they missed it from 47. So they're in field goal range, it looks like, to where they'll actually take the kick. But now Tulane wants more. They want to win this game. They bring a blitz. They pick it up and another laser out wide. Alex Johnson. So much separation for these wide receivers. This would be such a tough loss as we're inside the 20. Diggs, he tosses out wide, and that's another 3-yard gain. Some great clock management here from Tulane, running everything at the sidelines, and Southern Miss is just letting them have it. I mean, somebody's got to step up for Southern Miss. This is a season you cannot choke. It's Diggs, and he doesn't pitch that back. And Southern Miss actually starts calling a timeout. They want the ball back. They recognize there's a minute left here and that they have some time to do something no matter what happens. I love the new gameplay engine. And, oh my God, a spear! Marcus Diggs, he died on the field. As the field goal unit is going to be coming out here to try and tie it up. Center hash, 30-yard field goal. Can Tulane tie this game up? The kick is up, and it's good. We got a 6-6 ball game, baby. Both teams running 65-plus plays. Absolutely incredible game here on the Patreon BearCave choice. Great job, boys, picking this week. So we're set to overtime. But Southern Miss, they have a chance here. Tybo Rogers brings that one out. There's been a couple of sacks, forced fumbles, and D. Dowis, come on. If this is the year, this is it. This is the time. This is the D. Dowis show. You fucked up in the bowl game. You fumbled on the goal line. So many chokes, kick chokes, whatever, as he floats it out, and there you go. Good start, Antonio Shelton. D. Dowis, this is your moment. They have a timeout. 49 seconds left. Here we go. All you need is a field goal. He's 7 of 20 on the day so far. Neither team being able to throw it through the air. And they're throwing it again. Blitz coming. He just dumps that off. I believe that's Tybo. And he gets tackled by his own receiver. And clock is running. Oh my, just everything going wrong. 2nd and 4 now, 30 seconds left. 3rd down, corner blitz, but D takes off. This is where he's most dangerous. Down the sidelines in field goal range. He's still going. D. Dowis for about 30. They're at the 25. They're in field goal range. They have a timeout, and here they go. They are going to spike it now. 19 seconds left. Chance to get a little bit closer, but D's legs once again. The X factor coming in. And they're going to run a triple option play here. Interesting. So they just want to give it to Payne Hillis. He runs it. And he gets it to the center yard marker where the, I guess the kicker wants it. And they're hurrying it up. Oh, God. And they're going to run another play here. Clock's running. Oh, they bring a tackle in. 1 second left. Ray Rice gets down. So risky for Southern Miss to win the game and walk it off. Tulane is going to ice the kicker. But the antifreeze comes in. They're going to ice him again. Will the antifreeze hit a 3rd time? Yes, it will. To win the game, a 9-6 ball game. Or we will have overtime. This will be a 31-yarder from left hash. The kick is up, and it is! It's good! Right down the middle! Southern Miss survives on the road. An absolute headache for B-Dog. But once again, who got the win of D. Dowis's legs? When the moment matters the most, he just takes it down and he hangs onto the ball, and you get that W. Defense got the stop on the other end. Wild games here today. DeAndre Moose, player of the game. So I think we're just a few points away from hitting the 54.5. Southern Miss does not cover, obviously. 9-6. No touchdowns here today, so RIP if you picked any of these players in fantasy football. I don't think Diggs had a great game, but he looked okay when we watched him. These stat lines are gross. Having to get the Taoist to gameplay, though, that's rough. You got to be able to perform in these BearCave moments. So, I'm raising a little bit of concern here for Southern Miss. Gonna drop in my G5 ladder. As let's take a look. All field goals. Douglas and Graham. Southern Miss, D-Dow is 9 for 22, 80 yards and an interception. Just absolutely disgusting. Ray Rice gets over 100. D gets 86. Peyton Hillis getting involved. You love to see that. God, I cannot believe Hassan Pippinger did get himself a reception, SFA player. Lots of pancakes, no sacks. On the defensive end, 2 sacks for Broussard. Toro, Camaro, Moose, Blaylock, Ty Hagelwood. No extracurriculars. And obviously, Douglas went 3 of 4, so he did miss one. Same with Tulane, so a couple of misses on both sides. Marcus Stiggs, 12 of 24, 153. And then running the ball, Tommy Thomas. That's quite the name. Chris Christopher type name. And the defensive end, they did get an interception. Mike George, the linebacker. No sacks. Few tackles for loss here. Wild game. So we got a kicker is the player of the game alert. I mean, if I'm B-Dog, I'm not really happy with that game at all. That's rough. The recruits only care if it's an overtime game, my guy. And it's time for me to stop chasing it. East Carolina, when I was in the American, I could just sit here and sim it and be perfectly okay because I knew I was going to win by like 35. But now I'm facing real competition. Duke's been a sketchy team for the last 4 years. I just got to rip off the bandage. Please, East Carolina. If you don't know my team, if I'm not on stream, I was on game day last week. I always sim the game live so everybody can watch me. And, okay, let's go. And no touchdowns for Vanilla Vic. They hate him because they ain't him. I don't know what the problem is. Ole Miss already played, my guy. Vanilla Vic's hurt. I will scream. So we got Bush getting a touchdown, Gibson getting a touchdown, and Brooks getting a touchdown. But nobody named Vanilla Vic. Vanilla Vic is hurt. I will be so salty. He had 11 carries. Man can't stay on the field. I don't know what the problem is. All right, well, as we move along here, we move on to the right side of the graphic as we got Boston College taking on the #1 team in the country, the Buffalo Bulls. Pinstripe if you're here. Kick or receive. If you're betting on this game, Buffalo's a 5.5 point favorite at home, and the over-under is 60.5. I don't see him quite yet. We'll see if he gets in there. All right, kick. You don't get to call the coin toss at home. So Boston College, first time we've seen him here. It is the debut of the new quarterback who is an SFA player, Cross. I forget his first name at this time, but his brother Benjamin Cross is over at Colorado as a receiver. Or no, this is Benjamin Cross. His brother is Anthony Cross over at Colorado. But they're defending national champions, the Buffalo Bulls. Clemson got a win here a little earlier. So starting to kind of take shape. We don't know how Florida State really is until they face some better teams, but same thing with Boston College. We don't know what to expect. But new look Buffalo Bulls, they looked good last week against NC State. But remember, they're at home, so could be a very different home versus away team this year. We'll have to gauge, keep tabs. Here we go. All right, Boston College will start with the ball. And quick touchdown for Boston College. Buffalo gets a field goal. And nothing else doing here in the first quarter. Boston College stalls out there. Buffalo does take the lead in the second quarter. And nothing else happening. And yeah, 10-7 at halftime. Buffalo, a little sketchy here, but oh, they stall off in positive territory. Only get a field goal. They're just driving it and getting field goals. Boston College not doing anything. And a fumble recovered by Buffalo. And here they come again. And an interception. All right, is that the momentum shifter Boston College needed this game? And that's a touchdown, and they kicked the extra points. A 2-point game, 5 minutes left. 16-14, the number one team in the country, as they have to punt it. And another 4th and 6, punting it right back. Here we go. We're going one play at a time. Dale Shivers, the freshman. Are we going to get to see him play? 3rd and 6, they get it, and here we go. 2 minutes left, 16-14 lead here for Buffalo. Can they finish Boston College? 3 timeouts left for Boston College as well. They're in this full house formation. Handoff, I believe that's Dale Shivers. And he is... No, they give him the first down. So the home team spot there for sure. 1st and 10. Boston College down by 3. Or down by 2. They're going to have to start using their timeouts. And off to Shivers again to the outside. And he breaks a couple of tackles and goes down after 6. A field goal is fine here for Boston College, but giving up a touchdown pretty much does you in. And handoff again. Shivers up the gut. 1st and goal. So this game pretty much over. They're probably just going to kneel it a couple of times, kick a field goal. So Boston College is probably going to get the ball back with about 5 seconds left. Down probably 5 here. Once again, the under hitting. So I'm going to have to probably go a lot lower lines next week. And can he score here? No, wait, there's a flag. What's the flag? They're calling that a face mask. Eric Brooks with a face mask, and that is going to end the game. I thought they'd get him for a clipping call for Buffalo, and that would give Boston College more time, but that's going to end it. They're just going to kneel it out. Cover not going to hit. And Boston College with a critical mistake, and they are going to lose. One more snap here. Like I said earlier, good teams win, great teams cover. Is Buffalo covering? I don't think so. And as you do it, the number one team survives a scare at home. 16-14 here for Buffalo. I think they've won something nutty like 19 in a row at this point. So we got a Buffalo no cover and the under hits. Well, the question is, how did he end season 10? Oh, yeah, he lost to Clemson. That's right. That's his last loss? Bruh. No, it's 16-0. Yeah, no, he's 18-0. All right. So Gray had a long touchdown for Benjamin Cross. Shivers got a run, and Hughes got one. So only one touchdown today for Buffalo. But the defense is still great. Sean Hill, 2 interceptions. Not the best outing. But Dale Shivers, the freshman, popping off, averaging 5 a carry. Receiving-wise, Eric Decker again over 100. Given up sack by Lakiki, and Dale Shivers gave up 2. Clapp leading the team in tackles. Armani Campbell, your cover athlete, got an interception today. And the new look Boston College team, Benjamin Cross. I think this is probably one of the teams that is the longest lineage of SFA quarterbacks. I think they're at like 5 now. It's kind of ridiculous. They haven't had a non-SFA quarterback in quite a while. Even though most of their other SFA players have kind of moved on. Eric Brooks, though, made that critical error, lost them the game. 2 sacks for Rollins, Woodyard, and then the interception for Ty Smart, and Jason Suggs, the wide receiver, got himself an interception. I'm not sure how that works. Maybe he's a two-way player. If I got to get reamed for Christian Richard losing the semifinal as a redshirt freshman, you guys got to get reamed for your redshirt sophomores. I don't know what you're saying. Christian Richard is only a sophomore. All right. Being small, he looks like he's a freshman. That's D's excuse. All right, as we move on here, we've got now game I'm very excited to watch. We got Michigan and Iowa. And this is one of the sickos prop bets I put out for the first time this week. Michigan beat Ohio State, vaulted up in the rankings. The other team that kind of did that, Texas, ended up winning. Jarkus, if you're here, heads or tails, kick or receive, or just kick or receive. To be fair, I'm not quite sure how often tight ends get used in a triple option offense. I don't imagine it's much. But Iowa, great showing against Rutgers, the reigning Big Ten champions. And the debut of the sickos prop bets, one of them is pass yards for Jason Richardson. He leads the country in pass yards. He threw for almost 600 in week 1. So the over-under's at 350. I think we only had 2 or maybe 3 people take the bet. And Michigan, obviously beating Ohio State. Can they keep it up? I mean, beating Ohio State and Iowa back-to-back would be a nutty way to start your season in the Big Ten. But nevertheless, if you're betting, Iowa is still the favorite. Even though they're a lower rank, it's a 4-point spread. And the over-under for this game is 56.5. Yeah, that's why I didn't put this as a regular Iowa line, because I'm like, Jason Richardson, your offense is too good, and then Michigan as well. So we'll see how this game goes. 7 minutes on the clock, and we are off. Michigan, are they for real is the question. Well, they have the lead after 1. Iowa gets a field goal. Do we have another Big Ten matchup? No, Michigan takes a 2-score lead here into the half. Iowa held without a touchdown after destroying Rutgers, and they are now down going into the 4th quarter, 27-3. Iowa adds a touchdown. Willie Anderson And oh my, a field goal is good. 30-10 here. Can Iowa score? They do very quickly. Now, it's still a 2-score game, so we can't jump in quite yet, but Iowa has to get a stop. And they run out the clock. 30-17. Iowa goes down, and Michigan, from unranked to top 10 in 2 weeks. Holy cow. Led by running back James Draws. Oh, you can't make that up. Yeah, we haven't seen... And the under hits for the Jason Richardson over-under. He only threw for 250, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. They're definitely missing Dan Davis. As Willie Anderson, he only... he gets 1 reception today. Horace Veal doing all right. Jason Foreman not doing the best. And, oh my, Sua Sailor and Tom Ackerman combining for 32 tackles. You get a sack from Baker. And Donnie Tate, Johnny Booth, Eric Sweeney. I mean, not forcing any turnovers, it seems. Not looking the best. In passing, Jason Givens, a great start for the redshirt senior who beat out George Kennedy in the race, forced him to transfer to Purdue. James Draws, 137 and a TD. And Nate Hill here, the senior, popping off. And on defense, and then you've got Seth Chung, SFA player, giving up a sack. And on defense, they still have maybe a SFA player or 2 here, I believe. I believe Brian Cheeto is their middle linebacker. Forgot about him. And Brody Byron is a junior. But they didn't really do anything. Tough look for Iowa here. And I think I've hit on all my bets so far. I don't remember what my 4th bet was. Oh, I had a parlay. Oh, I had like the Georgia State money line. Yeah, that parlay's already toast. So I went 3 for 4 on my bets as well, boys. Let's go. All right, next up. Oh boy, we've got the SEC incoming. Only a couple of games left. Nick taking on Georgia. If you've been listening to the Patreon podcast thing I've been doing, I'm not bought into Tennessee quite yet. So let's see what happens. Nick, heads or tails, kick or receive. You are the away team. Tails and kick. Can he take down big bad Georgia? They had a great week 1, but it was like against who? Austin Peay? It was actually New Mexico, but we'll see if the Volunteers are for real. The debut of Des Stiffy, Boss Hennessy, Bishop Moore, you know him. They reloaded on offense after a year out from being the #1 team in the country. I don't know, Jay Jettas. You might stay put. Michigan might vault above you. Pink thinks this is Tennessee's year. I don't know about that. This is the biggest game for them, I believe, on their schedule. You have to beat Georgia to win this division, to even sniff a chance at the SEC title game. Obviously, with the 12-team playoff, pretty easy path to an at-large bid is Taylor Sockrider, as it's a tails and a kick. So the transfer from Georgia in his revenge game here. He's a captain. All right, here we go. We're in Athens. Tennessee starts out with a field goal. Georgia gets a tutty, but... Oh, how did they not do anything in the red zone there? Oh, no. Georgia, they extend the lead. Come on, Tennessee. There you go. They get it back into it in a quick tutty. Oh, and they get a field goal. What? I don't even know what just happened. Who got the long touchdown? All right, 1-point lead for Tennessee at halftime. It's a 7 for those of you betting. Oh my, Tennessee extends the lead and they don't go for 2. They take the 1. So those of you keeping watch, the over-under was 58.5 for this game, and it's a 7-point favorite for Georgia. So we're already at 47. This game is already on crack. And it's going to be a drive here for Georgia, and they take the lead. They do not get the 2-point conversion. We're going to go one play at a time. And a 3-and-out. Georgia gets the ball back. Can they extend the lead? They are up 5. And it's a turnover on downs. Tennessee takes over at midfield. 3rd and 8. 4th and 8, 3 minutes left, and a fumble! And Georgia recovers. They're just battling back and forth here at midfield. 3rd and 6, we're about to jump in. 4th and 3. We're going to watch it from here on out. Here we go. 4th and 3, Georgia 29. Tennessee getting the ball back 24. Can Tennessee do the damn thing? They're going to run some clock here. We're going to get right under 2 minutes when they kick it. 4th and 3. You got Bishop Moore. Is he for real? You got Des Stiffy, the debut. I don't know how much we're going to see of him, though, right here. And are they going to return this? No, it's going to bounce out the back of the end zone. Tennessee needs a touchdown, even in practically everything besides plays run. 2 minutes left here for the Tennessee Volunteers. Can only imagine that video I sent earlier today of the fan. Bishop Moore, is he him? Got the debut of Jackson Laxton, the tight end, the 5-star, who somehow committed to Tennessee. He's right there, number 12. Des Stiffy in the backfield. Mario Reed gets about 9 as they hurry it up. Jackson Laxton, the 3rd, in motion. Burt Osborne, the SFA player, on the tackle. Bishop Moore dumps that off to Stiffy, but he didn't know where the sideline was, and we got a 3rd down here. Plenty of time, though, for Tennessee. You got 3 timeouts. You're already up around the 30. 5 for 14 on the day on 3rd down is not the way to go. 3rd and 1. Are we going to see the first handoff for Des Stiffy? 99 stiff arm. Quick option for Bishop Moore, and he keeps it. And he converts. We've seen that a couple of times today with quarterbacks that you don't really think are going to do it, and they do. And they hurry it up. 1st down, that clock stops, and here we go. Bishop Moore taking his sweet-ass time here. Dumps that off to number 12. That's Jackson Laxton the 3rd, or Jake Laxton the 3rd, the SFA player, in-game recruit. Remember, the gameplay should have fixed a lot of those bugs, so we're not going to see Lou Ishire hold on to the ball for 40 seconds while you're screaming at him. Minute left, though. 5, down 5. We're at the 50. Bishop loves to take his time, though, at the line. And we floated down the same 1-on-1. Jake Laxton the 3rd, the true freshman. Moss is the safety, and they're in business. What a Moss. And we're going again. Bishop Moore dumps it off, and this time it's dropped. Jake Laxton on his dome. Already probably the best tight end in the country. 2nd and 10, 38 seconds left. The clock really doesn't matter now. Hand off to Des Stiffy, up the gut. He has some room. He pushes Des Stiffy down at the 1. They hurry it up. 34 seconds left. Can Tennessee do it? Bishop Moore switches the play, running some time. He's going to throw it over the middle. Touchdown, Jake Laxton. Tennessee takes the lead. The freshman coming up clutch on this drive. Jake Laxton, the freshman, and Des Stiffy as they're going to go for 2. They said Tennessee was reloading, and no one believed them. Bishop Moore. Oh, and they get it. The slant route converts a 3-point lead, and Ryan McBrien is in shambles on the opposite sideline. He came back for his senior year for this? This is what happened last year when they lost in overtime to LSU. Tight end U on the other side. Can't believe they didn't get Jake Laxton. 22 seconds, 3 timeouts. Plenty of time is to get into Bobby Doucette range, one of the best kickers in the country. And they're handing it off. What are we doing? I mean, you got 3 timeouts, but come on. Put it in Ryan McBrien's hand, and you hear fucking Rocky Top going crazy in the background. 17 seconds left. Ryan McBrien, 4-man rush. Dumps that off over the middle. Oh, boy. This is not looking good for Georgia. 14 seconds left. They need about 30 yards. Can Tennessee do the unthinkable? Dumps that off to the running back, and he goes out of bounds, and... No, they called him in bounds, so no more timeouts. This is the game. 9 seconds left. And they hand it off. They need a first down, and they're not going to get it. Georgia goes down, the number 2 team in the country. And Tennessee's just going to kneel it out, and they get the job done. The biggest win in over a season for Coach Nick. As they win 32-29. As the over hits barely, Bishop Moore finding Laxton on that TD. Man, is Bishop Moore back? Is he good on game day? Jake Laxton III with the moss over the seam on the safety. Oof. Georgia can't believe it. On the road. How high does Tennessee climb? How high does Michigan climb? Some crazy upsets this week, and already it's going to be an entirely new look top 10 as compared to seasons past. We've already seen so much movement. But you thought this game was good. We still have 2 incredible games coming up. We got Nebraska in the Natty taking on Minnesota. All right, let's see how we got here, though. Georgia got a safety. Edmund Edwards getting a tutty, an 80-yarder. Lorenzo Pines scoring. Whew. Bishop Moore have a day, and Des Stiffy tossed a throw for 2 yards. Des Stiffy on the ground as well. Jake Laxton III. Schlereth gave up a couple sacks given up by this offensive line. And on defense, Jerry Hunt in the middle. Bruno Van Peter. You got Sockrider in his debut getting a tackle for loss. Jamarian Sippins, 2 tackles for loss. In his debut, Carl Cooley gets a tackle. And what the hell, Georgia? What are you doing? Ryan McBrien plays really well. The 99 overall, Michael Clark didn't do much. 2 touchdowns for Tommy Moore. I mean, the play calling at the end was rough, but I mean, kind of no matter the way you draw it up, you're in a tough situation. 20 seconds left. They got 4 sacks on the day. That might be an issue for Tennessee moving forward, but Khalil Reeves got himself another sack. Keelan Carroll, they didn't. Jaboris Jackson is... who's the one who got domed? Number 27. Who was it? Barry Taylor got absolutely domed. And there's the game. Yeah, man, if Nebraska pulls this out, Oklahoma, Nebraska next week in the New Heights Classic. Yeah, I'm cheering for Nebraska as well, because then it's going to be most likely a top 5 matchup in the New Heights Classic, which would be crazy fun. Yeah, no game day vote in week 3 because already decided it's going to be the New Heights Classic. All right, here we go. Crazy game. That's why this wasn't in the game day vote this week, as Nebraska's already guaranteed a game day. So Coach Chewy, his first game since the national championship. Still one of the best offenses in the country. It is. They have a freshman quarterback, though. Let me know heads or tails, kick or receive if you're here, Chewy. So we've had a very long Bear Cave today, making up for the Bear Cave from last week that had no gameplay. Oh, Chewy's here. Let's go. In the Natty last year. Taking on Slade Road in here today. A lot of people are saying that Minnesota's the favorite now in this division, especially with Iowa losing. Yes, sir. It's been a wild day, and this is the push game, so it's just the money line or a 51.5 over or under. So here we go. Nebraska, number 6, taking on Minnesota. Then we'll have game day going on here in a little bit. But Minnesota takes an early lead. And the new-look Nebraska Cornhuskers not scoring here in the first quarter. Oh, no. Is this a little bit... Oh, man. The defense we knew would be good, but only 3 points in the first half. Must not be a great start for this freshman, as it's 21-3. Nebraska, no! Nebraska with the comeback. They're down 11. Can they do it? If anyone's going to choke the lead, it's going to be Minnesota. And it's a fumble, and Roach recovers. We're going to go one play at a time. Minnesota, are they going to punch it in? Yes, they do. An 18-point lead. Nebraska away. And that's the game. Nebraska loses on the road. Tough way to start the year on the road in Minnesota. Tough place to play. 97-yard tutty from Slade Roden to John Abraham. SFA player connection. Devin Hester gets a tutty. And then Washiko Johnston gets one from Julius Swain. Gets the only touchdown. No Arian Green Davis sightings. Julius Swain, the redshirt freshman, not the best start to the career. We thought he'd play a little bit better than this. Joel McKinley doing his thing. And Arian Green Davis, the deep threat, the 5-star freshman doing his thing. Washiko Johnson, the 3-star, got a tutty. Dallas Johnson, but you got to complete more passes. That's the problem here. So we'll see if they can do that next week against Oklahoma. Is Brent Fox doing his thing? Ricardo Henderson. The defense played well. You know, Quentin Appleby, the transfer in from Iowa State. They just needed a week to gel. It's a tough environment. Yeah, we do miss you, Paul Sanford. That was a tough one. Oh, I got to look at Slade Roden. Hold on. The dream matchup is to see Jay Jettas in a natty against Slade Roden and for Roden to just go crazy on him. That would be the dream. Jude Abraham torching this defense. Now on defense, Marvin Irvey, the SFA player. Delvin Blizzard, the SFA player. No sacks, though. And then the interception from Sean Lewis. A fumble from Roach. Freddie Funyuns, the SFA player. And A.J. Klein back from injury for his senior year. He doesn't do much. Just getting acclimated. And that's going to do it for this Bear Cave slate. Some crazy finishes, some great highlights that we're going to get to watch. Really fun Bear Cave stream. Definitely making up for the lack of content last week. As we still have a full-on game day, but as is tradition here on Bear Cave is we are going to go through week 3. I know there's no game day or there's no game day choice next week, but it's still nice to see all of the matchups, see what's possible. Just want to make sure we have one more matchup today. Yes, sir, Arizona State. And week 3, we got, like said, right here, Nebraska and Oklahoma. Georgia Tech, Auburn, Florida, Tennessee, Arizona, Boise State. Fink versus HUD. ECU, Buffalo, that will be BearCave. Iowa State, Vanderbilt. Utah, Oregon will be a fun one. That's a rematch. And, oh my, we're already getting some massive games here in the Sun Belt. The 2-0 teams going at it. Ole Miss 0-2. TCU taking on SMU. That'll be a fun one. Ohio State, Minnesota next week. Oh, man. BearCave already shaping up to be a banger. Love the new schedule, especially once we put conference games a little bit further back. Arkansas, Baylor, already this early in the season. That will be on BearCave. Texas and Utah, San Antonio, or University of Texas, San Antonio. Goddamn. A&M, LSU. Wyoming, Hawaii. Georgia Southern taking on Georgia. Army, Charlotte. Cal and Arizona State. We don't know this Arizona State team quite yet. And rematch of the Mountain West to finish it out. All right, guys. Thank you guys all for watching. Like always, the VOD is going to be available a little bit later on for BearCave. And I'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes for game day. TCU and Arizona State. I'll see you guys in a few. Thanks for watching.